Hey everyone, welcome to Creating with Jazzy Bundles. Today we are going to make twisted easel cards. Let's get jazzy. My name is Jenny and this is Creating with Jazzy Bundles, the channel where we take our simple supplies from your neighborhood craft store or favorite online retailer and turn them into one-of-a-kind pieces of art. If you like this video, hit subscribe before you leave and ring the bell to be the first to see our new videos. And with that, let's get started on today's craft. For your twisted easel cards, you will need the following supplies: cardstock or paper. Today I am using some white cardstock from Recollections from Michaels, and I am using some of this pattern paper from this scrapbook pad that I got from Michaels. And I think I actually got this one this year, Fall Orchard. You will also need some adhesive, which today I will be using my art glitter glue. I might also use some double-sided tape, but I haven't quite decided yet. And then you will need something to score your paper with, which I'm going to use my score buddy here. And you will need something to cut with, so I'm going to use my tonic paper trimmer. With that, let's go ahead and get started. So a twisted easel card is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card, and it is scored down the middle so that it can pop up and sit kind of up so that you can see the picture. And so they lay flat like this for display instead of open like these, like a regular, like you might a regular card. So the thing to think about when you are picking out your paper is, and don't do what I did here, is I used a piece of pattern paper in the back that while it looks like the pattern goes across in horizontal lines, it also has a diagonal line, and this diagonal line is not the same diagonal that you would cut it on. So take that into consideration when you're doing your, or finding what paper you're going to use as your layer on your card. Careful with your paper that has symmetrical designs on it. So I'm going to use this one that has kind of these fall leaves in this nice burgundy color. And you're going to want to, so first you're going to have your piece of cardstock. I did an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of cardstock, cut it in half, and then I scored it. So I have a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 piece of card base here. And then this, for my layer here, I cut a piece of cardstock to 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so three and 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay. Now, once it's trimmed down to the size that you want to make it, you're going to cut it on the diagonal. Now, be careful what diagonal you cut this on, right? So your card is going to be folded this way, so you want the diagonal to go from the upper right corner to the lower left corner. So just keep that in mind as you cut this diagonal. Cut that. And now you're going to take your base, your card base, and we need to score the line in here. So take your scoring tool, or if you don't have a scoring tool, you can use the scoring hack. I made a video of that, and I'll post it in the upper right corner here. It'll pop up for you right now. And you can score it from the upper right corner to the lower left corner of the front. Once that is scored, you can fold that in. I like to just go over my fold line, my bone folder, so it's nice and sharp there. Now we're going to glue our pattern pieces in these triangles. Now I played around a lot with the sizing of how I wanted this all to look. I'm one for symmetrical wherever, or symmetry wherever possible. So I took what a normal base would be of the 4 by 5 1/4, and then just trimmed 1/8 of an inch off of it so that it still was kind of really nice and pretty all the way around. One thing I'm going to do really quick, I see my edge doesn't quite line up on this card, so I am going to trim it just a little bit. All right. Now I think I am going to use my art glitter glue just because I like to have a little bit of extra room to move this around at the last second if I need to. And once, if you use double-sided tape, once that's down, it's down. You're not really moving that. So we're going to go ahead, and it will also allow me to make sure that glue is all the way in the corner. Of the paper so it sticks. All right, and we'll just glue this side down. This is one of those cards that's super simple, super fast to make, and yet they will look so beautiful, and each one will look different if you use different paper or a different item on the inside to hold it up. All right. And line this one up, and your front is done. So this one looks a lot better than this one with the lines. You can see the acorns don't really line up, and that annoys me as someone that is super picky. This one you can't really tell, it just looks really pretty because the leaves still line up really nicely. So now the next part is to figure out how you're going to decorate it. Now I'm not going to fully decorate this card today, but when you take whatever die cuts you're going to use on the outside, make sure you don't glue them all the way down. So for example, this is obviously not what you would use on this card because it's a penguin. These are fall leaves, but if I were to use this penguin and put them on here, I would not want to glue him all the way down, because if I did that, I'm not going to be able to bend this, right? So when you glue it, you only want to glue half of it, or whatever part is on the bottom triangle, so that when he pops up, he sticks out. Okay, you'll want to make sure you're very careful about that. The other thing is, now you need something on the inside to hoist him up. So the way I did this one here, I did a die cut, just a little die cut, and I cut it out 3 times and glued them on top of each other, and that was just enough to give it a little lip so that it could you can see it just pops off just a little bit. So whatever you're going to do, make your cut a few times and then put it down here. So if you give me just a second, I'll pull something out and we can do that part. All right, so I'm just going to do just a simple circle actually in there. So we'll cut out, well, if I get it all the way on the inside, we'll cut out 3 circles. one of these. Oh, I thought one of them was not full. I guess it was full. So I guess I like this one the best. So all I'm gonna do is literally glue them on top of each other. And you can do something simple like this where it's just circles. You could do like this one, I die cut pumpkins. But I thought I would do a circle just to show you guys, like it doesn't have to be something, you know, intricate and crazy to go on the inside there. Even something simple, like just a circle, will look really nice. And since I cut out 4 of these, I'll just use 4 of them. Now, your placement of this can be pretty much anywhere you want. You can put it in the lower corner. You can put it up a little bit more and it'll pop up more. So it all depends on where you want it to pop up. The other thing that I think I'm going to do real quick before I glue this down, you can see on the inside here, I made some layers here of my card. So I think I'm actually going to do the same thing for this one. So first I'll cut a bigger layer. And one more layer so that I can write on it. All right. Well, for this one, I am going to use my double-sided tape. If I can find my scissors. These will work. Just put some down on each side. Some different scissors. I got some new double-sided tape, and as much as I loved my other one, I love this one even more because the paper comes off so much easier now. So if you find something you don't like, keep trying. I don't even need the little pokey tool anymore to get it off. It's nice. All right, line this up on the inside. No card is ever perfect, so I like to see how much space I have on either side before I lay it down so I can eyeball it as much as possible. That's not too bad. And this one real quick. So has anyone started making Christmas cards yet? Or are they making any special Thanksgiving cards? I have a really cool, I wanted to make some shape cards. I was working on another video and I thought of a really cool turkey one, a turkey shape. So I have a turkey card that I'm going to be making at some point. But that's the only Thanksgiving card I've made or will be making. But if you have made any, we'd love to see them. So post them down below or on our Facebook page. Share them with us. Would love to see what you've made. All right, line this one up. All righty. All right, now you can see how it'll look. Personally, I like it a little bit better. I think it just adds a little bit more color to the inside, makes it a little prettier. All right, so now, as I was saying, you can decide where you want to put this. Really, you can put it really far down, you can put a little further up, whatever you want to do. Just keep in mind how much room you need on the inside for your message or sentiment or your signatures, whatever you're going to have. I'm going to put this one about here. So I'm going to use my glue. Turn my leaf a little bit. Now, remember, I did 4 layers for my circle here. You don't need to do 4 layers. Depending on how thick your paper is, you might even only need to do 2 layers. I think this one I did 3. I'm having, yes, there's 3 layers in this pumpkin. But, you know, maybe just start with 2 and see what it is. Just keep in mind that, you know, when you close it up and if you have to mail this, there's a chance it could get, the imprint could come into the front. So keep that in mind as you're doing it. But you can see that it will, here, something else that color-wise, it doesn't really match, but you could see that if we put this here, right, and it was glued down, then it'll pop up real nice, like that, as it's sitting there. So that is our twisted easel card. Nice and simple and very easy to be able to make for any holiday that you might be making cards for, or any occasion. They're great for birthday cards. I could see this being done with balloons or flowers, Mother's Day, Christmas with the Christmas tree or snowflakes. So maybe you'll see this come up again as we make some Christmas cards later on. Don't forget to click subscribe and ring the bell to be the first to see our new videos. We would love to hear from you in the comments or on our social media. Show us your creations. If you enjoyed this video, check out our other fun fold cards here. And if you want to watch some of our other crafty videos, check out this playlist here.